Hello, welcome. This is the first video we're making and putting on Facebook to help you, to support you when you watch Word on the Street, which has just started. And I hope you enjoyed the first episode, which was about Camden, a part of London which is quite famous, as you saw, for its market or markets, and actually is a part of London now, which is the markets are opening up after lockdown. So this video and the other videos I make, though, are not going to be about the places that you see in Word on the Street. They're going to be about the language, and I'm going to give you an extra couple of tips, maybe also some help with pronunciation or vocabulary, so that you can really improve your English in the coming weeks. Obviously, things have changed since we first filmed Word on the Street. You can see that perhaps fashion has changed, the clothes people are wearing. Music has certainly changed if you listen to the music in the first episode, and the people have changed too. But of course, the language has stayed the same. Language does change, but the kind of language that you saw in that first episode, and you will see throughout this first series, is language which you can still use today. And I want to pick out, actually, firstly, the first tip, an expression which Stephen uses when he and Ashley are shopping in the market. So you probably saw that Stephen and Ashley went separate ways to go shopping for a present, and when they met again, Stephen said to Ashley, "How did you get on? How did you get on? How did you get on?" Now, what does that mean? It's an interesting expression. It's something which people, certainly people from my country, from Britain, use a lot. And it's something they say when they want to know, I suppose, what the result of something was, what the result of a football match was, what the result or the outcome of an exam was. How did you get on? How did you get on? So look out for that. You can watch it again, actually, on the Learn English website, and we will give you the link to the videos and language activities that you can use on the website as well. And just watch out for that. How did you get on? How did you get on? It's quite a useful phrase. However, you probably noticed that there are lots of useful phrases. In fact, you could stop the video every 5 seconds and think, that's a new phrase, that's a new phrase, that's a new phrase. So this is actually the second tip I'm going to give you in this video. When you're watching something like Word on the Street, anything in English really, just decide how much you want to learn, because it is really difficult, not impossible, but really difficult to try and learn everything you hear, or try and identify everything you hear and understand 100% what people are saying. So be realistic and maybe make a plan. Maybe you're going to try and identify 3 or 4 phrases from each episode of Word on the Street. Maybe these videos will help too. Maybe you can take 1 or 2 phrases from the episode of Word on the Street, and then take another 1 or 2 from this video as well. It's a really good idea to plan as well how you're going to study, and I'll give you little tips on how you can do that, ideas for how to learn vocabulary, and I'm sure you will have lots of ideas too. So, of course, share them in the comments if you have some good ideas for how to learn English words and phrases. The last tip, the third tip I'm going to give you in this video is for a word, actually, a single word, which has one very obvious meaning, which I'm sure you know, but also has other meanings too. The word is pretty. Pretty. Now, probably the first meaning people think of is pretty, like a pretty flower or a pretty village. Pretty in that something is nice. That's an adjective, but pretty is also pretty common as an adverb. And if you listen to Word on the Street, you'll hear Stephen and Ashley say pretty quite a lot. Pretty is an adverb. It's like quite, very similar to quite. So, pretty expensive, quite expensive. It's more or less the same. Pretty hot, quite hot. More or less the same. So pretty is really common in spoken English. Perhaps not so common in written English. It seems to me like something that I say mainly when I'm speaking. But actually, if I'm texting or messaging someone, I would use pretty too. So listen out for that. Not only in the first episode, but also in future episodes. Pretty as an adverb. Okay. Now, before I finish this first video, just remember, as I said earlier, that you can watch all of the main parts of Word on the Street on the British Council's Learn English website. So don't worry, if you miss an episode, you can just go to the website, check them out, do the activities, and then come back to Facebook and watch the video with me. And at the end of the series, I'll be here doing a live event for you as well. So if you have any questions that you'd like to ask, just keep those questions about English, about the language, and hopefully I can answer some of those questions at the end of the series. Right, that's it for now. Enjoy the next episode. Don't forget to watch it, and don't forget to come back here for my next video on Facebook. I'll see you then.